Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for all your support in building this community. Thank you for subscribing, and if you haven't already subscribed, can you please do so, please. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for being part of this journey. If there's anything you need to talk about in this community, please add it in the comments and we can go over it together. I just want to read you a little bit of scripture what come to me today. It shows when my journey when I first asked for help. The torrents of destruction overwhelm me. The ropes of the grave have surrounded me. The clutches of death had confronted me. I cried to God for help and he heard my voice. This was the day when I got on my knees for the first time in my life and asked out for help. The miracle happened not long after. I was granted 6 months in recovery in a different location. The journey of life is definitely not an easy one. To be honest, I won't really be sat here today. I'm trying to confront demons myself, put myself in a vulnerable place where it's something I don't really want to do, and for some reason God has given me the strength today to help myself, to hopefully help others. You know, I'm on about my 1,000 take at the moment, so I'm just trying to get put out there. Sometimes you just got to confront things you don't want to do. But also in life, if you're not doing the things you can do, that's a disastrous life. Because no one's asking you to do the hard things every single day. But if you're not doing the simple things in life, like looking after your self-care, you know, being nice to others, being compassionate to yourself, and looking after your thinking, and like thinking could be as much as when I woke up today. I looked up into the ceiling, well, the sky, took a massive deep breath, and thanked the Lord that He granted me another day, because another day is not granted. We take it for granted, but it's not granted. And it's as simple as like that thought process. As soon as you wake up, set you up for the day. Because if you wake up negative, it's more than likely you're going to have a negative outlook on the day. It's as simple as saying, I am love, I am peace, I am light. Tell your body what you want to be. People forget they got the power to do that. Some people just walk around and they ain't got their external things. And they're like, oh, I need this to make myself feel better. I need the car, I need my houses, I need the women, I need whatever you need. But it's all internal. To be happy in life, you need to be happy internally. All the external things, all they do is they make you happy for a little amount of time. You know, when you get the new car, you know, you want a newer one about 4 weeks later. What I'm trying to say is, if you be compassionate to yourself, you know, you've got to love yourself to love other people. And if you get the basics right, you know, as soon as you wake up, tell yourself it's going to be a brilliant day. You like the person you are. You know, I love the person I am today. I'll be nice and kind. And don't live in with shame and guilt. It's like if you was a bad person, like me, years ago, and think, oh, it's no point. I'm a bad person. You know, you're never gonna move forward in life. And the point I'm trying to say is, it's never too late to turn your life around. You know, the best way to change your life around is take new paths, do new things. I don't want to be sat here today. Well, not the fact I don't want to be sat here, but it's, you know, doing something I wouldn't done in my past. Been afraid what people would say. Mention the word God. People go, oh, he's lost his mind. He's not lost his mind. He's just got a better mind. You know what I mean? But the thing is like, don't be afraid what people going to say. put yourself, if you feel like you're on the wrong path and it's not what you like, go and find something you do like, or change the path, change the people you hang around with, people you listen to. If they're negative people, you know, and they affect your energy, if they affect your energy and you feel like you're tired after speaking to them and you're worn out, they're the people you need to get rid of. They call social vampires. Get rid of them. And if you don't speak to people who you learn from, or you feel, you know, that you learn from, and they make you feel better, and they bring the best person out of you, and they make you feel alive. You know, you don't just need partners like in life like that. You need friendship. You need people like that who test you, make you want to do better. And they're not after something. You know, they're not after what you can give them and what you can bring to the table. And as soon as it's gone, they're gone. You know what I mean? The main thing is, the circle of life is like the way of growth. You know, it's like you need to put out there what you want to get back. And you've got to have clear boundaries. You know, if someone comes into your space and you know that they're not right for you, don't be afraid of just saying, no, obviously put it nicely, but just set your boundary, how you want to be doing, how to do it. And just tell them, you know, it could be a simple thing of like, they could be criticising someone, and you just say, look, I'm sorry, but I don't want to hear that. It's not nice. You know, if you got a problem with someone, take it up with them. You know, gossiping and behind someone's back, and like, if they're doing it to someone behind their back, they're doing it to you behind your back, and you know that. So get rid of that. Get everything negative out of your life as soon as possible. Even if you've got to be alone for a while and set up a new, system of friends. Don't be afraid of being on your own. And that's when you learn who you are the most. So sometimes being alone, getting out in nature, everything in life what is free. You know, go back to the basics, go back to the drawing boards, start again. Don't be afraid of that. It sounds daunting, but sometimes you can't change your environment. It changes you. So the best thing to do, I'm not saying everyone can leave their environment and move to a new place, but if you can, it's not a bad thing to do. You know, my relationships since I've been away, I've got better. You know, every relationship I had, it's got 100 times better. You know, that what makes me feel better. I can do I'll do what I say I'm going to do. So changing the environment, if your environment isn't working for you, is the first step. Then obviously you're not going to find out what you like doing overnight, but it's about being in touch with your internal stuff and listening to your intuition. And if anything don't feel right, you need to walk away from it. You know, and your mind is so powerful. You know what I mean? It's like, if you listen to your mind all the time, you will go stir crazy. But the thing is you got to listen to your intuition to realise what thoughts are real. You know what I mean? Thoughts rise and fall like emotions. So every time you get a thought, I'll get a thought now, if they're saying you're no good and things like that, I'll be aware of the thought and just bounce it back and say, look, that used to be me, not mean that anymore. And then the thought seems to just shallow away, and you think, back in the day, I used to act on those thoughts, go out, whatever you're doing, madness, into the darkness, and you can see the growth in it. So it's just amazing. So another word my cousin said to me yesterday, I got a bit jumbled up. I've got ADHD, I've got dyslexia. I've got all, you know, dyslexia, PTSD, mental health, and that's what people can relate to with, obviously with me. And obviously I've written a few things down, but I've tried reading them off, but it just don't happen for me. So thank you, cuz. And I've done a little bit, got a little bit, an editor. I was going to do an edit of these videos. Obviously on this journey, what I want to accomplish is hopefully get my words across properly so people can see there's hope. Because back in my past, what people know where I come from, it was death, madness, and prison. And for me to turn this around, I never thought I'll be sat here today doing what I'm doing, going to church, being nice to others, being nice to myself. If anyone asked back in the day, I wouldn't even that nice to anyone. You know, I was dealt a set of cards from birth, and with addiction, I thought the world owed me a favour. You know, pity on me, and you know, I was running around. All I needed was a cuddle. You know, I never had mum and dad who was there for me. Never had no support, and I always felt, you know, I was acting out. If someone just sat me down, mostly give me a cuddle, I mostly have cried a bit. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean. I'm not saying it would have been all right, but the person I know I'm now. You know, it's better to deal with your emotions than run around causing mayhem. When sometimes you just need someone to talk to, and someone to understand you. The school systems didn't do it for me. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, you know, your parents should be there for you. You know, they had circumstances, and then that's done now. I was loved by my mum, but she was dealt with a bad set of cards as well. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is now, if you're struggling, ask for help. Because my life, the first time in my life, when I asked for help, my life started to change. So what I'm trying to say to you today, I seem to be saying what I'm trying to say is, ask for help, be positive, what goes around comes around, karma's real, put out what you want to get back, and God bless. Thank you very much.